Clay Mendy was talking about how much extra movement there seems to be on that two-seamer today. What is both the benefit of that, but also the challenge of trying to keep that over the plate?
Yeah, the sinker, felt good today. The movement was, and there's some really good movement on it. And, I think, those days it's just a matter of trusting it. The command may not be the perfect. I may not be able to go in zone, but it's just, hey, trust your spot you're starting it at, and keep throwing it there. And more times than not, we'll probably get some good results. So just really not trying to force it, and trust that the movement's going to be there. And we were able to do that today. I think we've had some good change-ups, used the sliders effectively, used the sweeper effectively, and I feel like we've got some big outs maybe behind the count, and we're in the head, and we were able to make some pitches. So it's a good day. I feel like he was on top of it all day long back there.
So that Cubs team's been the best offensive team in baseball this season. You really held them in check. I know you just kind of went through overall what you thought you did well, but were there a specific couple of things that you thought allowed you to keep that lineup down?
Yeah, I think just trusting my strengths. I know when my sinker's right, there's a lot of outs with it, and they got a good lineup. They're one of the best teams in the NL, and the times like that, it's really not trying to do too much, and trusting what you have, and seeing where we're at. And if I was able to put some pressure on early with the sinker, movement was good, and was able to pitch off that. And I think, obviously that's kind of been my backbone of my career, and I was able to show up today.
Why has the transition from closer to starter been seamless for you?
Man, it's definitely taken a lot of effort. It's there's been a lot of preparation, a lot of effort behind the scenes, and I think from day one I've trusted the people around me that I've had here. I knew I wanted to be here, with this group, and I think just having a lot of things planned out for me, so I can put time and effort kind of where I need to, and I know that the things behind the scenes are being taken care of as well. And I think adding the changeup obviously has been a huge help. I was able to use it to lefties there, second term, third time through, and get some big outs. So obviously it's been a big pitch, but overall I think it's going well, and I think it's really just trusting my pitches in the zone. When I do that, good things tend to happen.
Is it an extra lift for you to get a home run from a leadoff batter?
Definitely. It's I'm down the tunnel, and I was like, man, again, but they've been hot at the top of our lineup. Really the whole lineup, but what Lindor's been able to do at a leadoff spot there to open the games, it seems like they're putting pressure on guys early, and especially the starter, it enables you to kind of settle in and really just attack the zone and trust your stuff, and at the top of the lineup there, especially early, they've been pretty incredible up there.
That's 3 quality starts in 4 for you. What's been the key to just maybe getting a little bit deeper in games for you so far?
Yeah, I think it's been a little different, each time, but I think, really just, trusting the contact, not trying to be too fine, I feel like I can get to spurts where, probably try to maybe nibble a little bit too much and overthink some things, and it's really, hey, let's just, throw my pitches in zone and trust the defense, and I feel like I've been able to settle into that, and I think it's just allowing me to get in some better counts, get some earlier contact, and deeper into games.
In spring training, you mentioned that you found it to be difficult to have so many ups. How have you adjusted to that at this point? That's two consecutive starts to six innings.
Yeah, at first, you definitely start to feel them, but I feel like I'm getting my legs up under me, and I feel good. Ultimately, I don't feel like I'm just gassed leaving the mound, which I think is a good thing, and I feel like I'm able to build on each outing, and like I'm not just hitting the hole each time and having to crawl out of it. So I think there's been some adjustment, and my body's adjusting, and just to be able to finish outing strong like this is huge. I think just the trainers and strength coaches, the program I'm on, I think my body is just adapting to the routine, and I'm getting stronger each time.
This is your 8th start. Do you find yourself tinkering that routine at all between starts, or you think you found something now that you can move forward, take the team forward there?
Yeah, I think at this point, it's I think it's just about building some consistency overall. I feel like the big things I know that I need to accomplish in between starts are pretty much set, and I feel like they're in a good spot. And like I said, I think keeping those the same and just letting the body just kind of adapt to each turn, and it's gotten better. So I feel like overall, I feel like I'm in a good spot with the routine, and the body's adapting, and there's always little tweaks, adjustments, and fine tuning, but overall, I feel like we're in a pretty good spot with the routine.
Is that fairly recent, or do you think that was pretty early on when you found your routine?
Yeah, I mean, some of both. I mean, it hasn't changed a ton, but I am, finding days I like to do certain things better than the others, or and those type of things. But overall, I mean, a lot of the the working out, the bullpens, training, a lot of this stuff has been pretty similar, and I think keeping that consistency is kind of what's allowed the body to keep bouncing back.
Will you do anything differently going to this next start when you're on 4 days rest for the first time?
No, I think the bullpen days will stay the same. If anything, there might be a little bit lighter load in the bullpen, but I kind of throw my bullpen on the same day, whether it's 5 or 6 days. So it's just a matter of maybe cutting back a little bit of pitches there, but for the most part, things would be pretty similar. I just you won't have that one extra day on the back end. So I feel like I'm in a good spot for it, and yeah, I'm ready to roll.
Appreciate it. Thank-
How great was Clay today?
Extremely good. He executed. He had control his sinker, control his changeup, his sweeper, his slider. He control every pitch. When you do that, good things are going to happen. He executed his game plan, and he gave us a big chance to win.
What do you think has been the biggest key just to hit so many leadoff home runs, come out hot out of the gate?
I don't know. Just trying to get a good pitch to hit and get on base for the guys. I have 2 really good hitters behind me, and the lineup is deep. So just get on base for them and then let them do what they do best. Just so happen to be going out. Enjoy and then turn the page.
What were you guys able to take advantage of against Tyone? Hit the 4 homers and catch them like you did.
It's one of those days that we hit the ball and the ball went out. Sometimes we hit the ball here in this field and it doesn't really go out. Sometimes we hit the ball and right at people. Today it was on our side. So you enjoy it tonight, have fun, and then as soon as you get home, you turn the page and focus on tomorrow.
What did you think of Soto almost reaching the bridge out there?
Impressive. I don't think I even get there during VP. So to do that in the game, very impressive. When no one in the stadium moves, he got you.
You and Juan and Pete all tend to take a lot of pitches, work counts deep, and put a lot of pressure on opposing pitchers. How much do you think that filters down through the rest of the lineup?
Hitting is contagious, so I hope it's getting passed along. We're trying to pass the baton here, pass it to the next guy. Don't try to be a hero. It sounds a little cliche, but it's the reality. At the end of the day, it's all about controlling your bats and then passing it to the next guy.
Was there anything in particular from the left side of the plate that you guys were able to kind of capitalize on Tyone? All home runs came from the left side.
No, I think there's only 2 right-handed hitters today in the lineup, and they didn't get home runs; they got hits. But everyone else just seemed like they stuck to. I think everyone in the lineup stuck to our plan, our approach, and we executed. When you do things like that, and you play good defense, and the pitching staff continue to do what they do, usually we come up on top. So just stick to your game plan. Understand that we got to play 27 outs, play as hard as we can, and then hopefully you come on top.
What's behind the change in the walk-up song?
It's the vibes. The vibes I'm in right now. I think it's a fantastic song. Hopefully the fans can vibe to it too. I'm just a couple of days ago I just heard the song and I was like, man, this is it. And I told you guys I'm all about vibes, and that's the vibes right now. I didn't fully change it because I had some pushback for some people here, you know. So I had to. I'm a people pleaser, so I pleased the ones that pushed back on me. But I think that song it's a banger. I'm sure fans are gonna vibe to it too. Hopefully.
I don't know that they can sing in that pitch.
I think I can't do it, but at least I tried.
You just heard it for the first time this year?
No. I mean, the movie Remember the Time. Who doesn't know that? You know? But it's a great song. So we'll see. We'll see if he catches on. If he doesn't catch on, since I got pushback from some people here, they're still gonna get my girl.
There were fans that were like, "Where's the song?"
Yeah, I heard it on deck too. There were some fans that yelled at me, but there were some other ones that were singing. So yeah, can't make everybody happy.
Thank you.
All right,